money that you didn't have. All the rest of the money that was allocated for the roundabout, for the property acquisition, everything else, all the funding partners came back and said, we will still allow you to use funds that we gave you for a portion of that roundabout for that.
Okay.
The only portion that went away was the portion that nobody was on the hook for other than the city itself.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. So the Councilman, we're getting comments from the audience that are very rude, and I was wondering if that would be okay if you could maybe start gaveling a little bit. Thank you.
I've never touched the gavel yet, but I will ask the audience to.
Thank you.
Mayor, sorry. I was just going to clarify as far as the CMAQ funds for the East Street project, the roundabout is phase 2 of that project. In order to keep the air quality funds, we have the interim solution with the traffic light, upgrade traffic light with the dedicated center turn lane, and a roundabout is still phase 2 for that project.
Okay. So, getting to my point, I think that, you know, looking at roundabouts, I think it's been quite clear from citizen statements and involvement in the past on the roundabout issue on 15th, as well as kind of the direction of this council wanting to concentrate on economic development, as well as having easy on-off ramps to point A to point B. I just really believe that this is the time to do away with the roundabouts. Yeah, it'll set us back 3 years, but let's get in line and take this, move it forward, and work on a plan with the port and Camas to get it done. Thank you.
I'm not sure who was first. David, Michael, one of the two of you.
I'll yield the floor to Michael because I'd like to offer an amendment to the motion on the floor, and I think he wants to speak first. He may influence the amendment I'm going to offer.
Oh, thank you. With regards to our place in line, if I understand correctly for how these transportation improvement projects work, we actually have priorities that we place on it, but any project can be funded at any time. So basically, we're saying these are the projects we're interested in going forward, and if we get funding for the last one in line, it goes forward before anyone else. Is that correct?
Right. East Street Road Diet originally wasn't priority number 1. We were able to land air quality dollars as well as Transportation Improvement Board. So you make yourself eligible with that Transportation Improvement Plan list.
Right, and for us to go forward with any project, it has to be on our plan, basically. So my question is, with regards to our place in line for the Highway 14 improvements, if I understand correctly, is their process the same as ours, so that it doesn't matter where you fall on their list? I mean, if you're not on the list, you can't be funded, first. And second, with regards to where you are on the list, that's not necessarily by time, but it's by their own grading criteria, which may be need, maybe fatalities on the highway or something along those lines. Is that correct?
Yeah, there is DOT review of your project, and it's scored. Right. And RTC does that as well, Regional Transportation, and then they make a formal recommendation to the Regional Transportation Council on ranking prioritization of projects. And obviously another large factor in that is advocacy at the state and federal level.
Okay, thank you. So in other words, there's no guarantee that if we vote for option 3, that it's put to the back of the line. It'll be inserted wherever it's going to be deemed appropriate within the advocacy and within how it ranks with the RTC, et cetera. That's roughly about correct?
So I don't want to speak on behalf of Department of Transportation. They've got large engineering staffs, and they have their priorities and rankings in place, but the metrics is really based on safety parameters, right, average daily trips, what type of collisions are happening within that corridor. Very complex. So right, trying to estimate exactly where that project would fall, I can't speak on that behalf.
Yeah, that would be putting quite a burden on you to estimate that, I'm sure. With regards to that, thank you very much for your answers there. Mr. Mayor, I would like to suggest that we consider fill in the blank for this option. Since we do have 4 options on the floor, rather than voting on one, and rather than attempting to just amend one, would it be possible to amend by filling in the blank, which would start with the least likely option to pass first and then go towards the most likely option?
This could get it to be an interesting meeting. We could probably approach it anyway, as long as we take the motions in order. let's make sure that we answer any other questions that we've got from council members. Jennifer?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Regardless what the motion may end up being.
With this, I know we're stuck on the Highway 14 projects, but we have other
Lots of them.
projects going into other 6-year TIPs to discuss bicycle and pedestrian projects as well. Trevor, can you please explain the priority listing for the bicycle and pedestrian projects and why they're numbered the way they are?
Yes, obviously you don't see the SR 14 pedestrian tunnel on here. That was priority number 1. That's been removed. Also prior to that, the downtown revitalization was identified as a top priority for bike ped. Shepherd Road moved up 2 years ago to number 1. That was a vote by council, and I think it was approved again last year as well. So we've, obviously this time of year, if you drive Shepherd Road close to the Sandy swimming hole area, you're going to see a lot of parking issues along the fog line, a lot of pedestrians back and forth, no controlled crosswalks for that use. Obviously it's a seasonal use, but there was emphasis on that. As well as utility cuts along Shepherd Road. We've had at least 2 capital improvements in the last 3 years, number 4 force main and some water line replacement, where Shepherd Road is in fairly poor shape, the actual asphalt itself. So it has risen to the top based on past council action. H Street sidewalk and ADA, it does have an anticipated grant from an outside source, which is CDBG. Obviously, the last cycle, we did not apply for community development block grant. Evergreen Way pedestrian path, 32nd to east city limits. Obviously, we've gotten a lot of public comment in regards to half-street improvement or pedestrian path sidewalk from Safeway to basically Jemtegard, as far as the school district, Schmid Fields, all the way out to Jemtegard, the other side of Sunset View Road, as well as pedestrian activity up Sunset View Road to Sunset Ridge subdivision, Pacific Lifestyle Homes. J Street, sidewalks near Gauze and the high school, obviously deficient for sidewalks in that specific area. 17th Street, west side F to H and G Street, 17th to 9th. And then K Street, and K Street's building on a prior project that was constructed with CDBG dollars. 28th to 32nd on I Street to the north was constructed about 5 years ago with CDBG. That's a continuation of that improvement in that area.
Okay, thank you very much. I would strongly consider council's comments and opinions about moving or reprioritizing BP6 and BP7 to move above BP4 and BP5.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you, I'm sorry.
I would like to strongly suggest that we reprioritize BP6 and BP7. That would be the Evergreen Way and the J Street sidewalks and pathway improvements to the top of the list instead of the middle of the list. And the reasons behind this mainly are that their access to schools, children bicycling and walking, and particularly Evergreen Way. The speed limit is very high as you come through that corridor, and I would really like to be able to get the pedestrians and such off of the streets.
So I'm sorry, Jennifer, you want 6 and 7 to